And Jesus reached out his hand to me and said, "My child, look at me. Think about what you're doing. You have so much to live for and you have a bright future." When I dropped the gun, I went inside and hugged all my siblings, told them how sorry I was and that I loved them very much. So there was that. Then also in my teenage years, I had jaw surgery because I used to have a huge overbite. And it was also off to one side besides. So I talked out this side of my mouth and went to speech therapy, etc. And one of the doctors, through God's grace, he was actually supposed to have a tennis tournament that day, indoor tennis tournament. But it was one of those bizarre days where we went from about 50 degrees to a blizzard out of nowhere. And because of that, his tournament got canceled. He came in just to check on me. And he noticed one of the stainless steel wires that held my jaw shut was missing. So after frantically looking in my bed, they rushed me down to where you put your mouth on that plastic thing and they take pictures, whatever. They found out the wire broke with my powerful jaw, and not only that, I swallowed it. They could also see that it had already poked 20 holes in my stomach going down. So then at that point, they rushed me to scope me out. They called my parents saying there was an emergency and they needed to get there right away. My dad had literally just gotten home from Mankato, which is 30 miles, visiting me in the hospital. He had just gotten home with the groceries when they got the call. So he rushed back in a blizzard. And after about 15 minutes, and I was a minor at the time, so they needed parent permission to do anything, they called my mom asking if they could start before my dad got there. Probably because they were fearing a lawsuit, just to guess. And more on that. They went in a different room and talked to my mom, and I overheard them saying there was a chance I could. You can imagine what was going through my head. And then I talked to my mom, which was actually cut short because they were on a time schedule at that point. But I remembered thinking I was going to die because of what I heard the doctors say. And I remember telling my mom to tell my younger siblings, well, actually all my siblings, that I'd look out for them from heaven. And I told my mom I loved her. She actually prayed with me over the phone. And immediately after the prayer, they cut it short. And I went into it so scared. But anyway, they scoped me out. They put the thing down my throat, which made me gag at first. But then after that, I was out. And I woke up, and the doctors were rejoicing because they had gotten it out. And it was only about the width of my pinky from entering my intestines. So that's how close I was to either dying or being severely damaged the rest of my life. So anyway, thank God my mom gave them permission to start. And I've still had moments, but ever since then I'd say I've been closer to God. Not that I ever was not necessarily close to God, because I grew up going to church every Sunday, but moments like that definitely made me believe and make me be that much stronger. So anyway, there was that. And anyway, this is going to wrap up here pretty quick for today, but I wanted to just give you a little background of a few things I've been through, and that's not even close to all of them. But I just want to let you know that God's there for you. I'm there for you. And I'll always go out of my way for people. You're never alone. I guarantee you that. You're never alone. I'll always be there for you. Always feel free to reach out to me if you know me personally. Or even if you don't and you're getting something out of these videos and want to get any of my personal information to reach out to me, just ask me for it in the comments and I'll give it to you. Because I have literally spent nights where I got about 2 hours of sleep, where I worked 14 hours the next day, back when I had worked 4 jobs. But it didn't matter to me, because God comes first, then family and friends, and myself last. That's just how I am. And there's been moments I've talked to people till 3 or 4 a.m. on the phone because they know they can reach out to me anytime, day or night, and I'll try to be there for them if at all possible. That's just how I operate. So there's been days, barely any sleep, but it was worth it for me because I knew I was helping people. And I'm hoping I can help some others through this too. Again, this is just the beginning. I wanted to give you a little bit of a background on who I am. In the meantime, though, please stay strong, and if you're ever struggling or thinking about suicide or anything, just know I'm there for you. God's there for you. Somebody is always there for you. I promise you that. You're not alone in the battle or the struggle. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up for today, but hope some of you get something out of this. Again, I don't know if there's any way I can make this all one video or not. So if not, I apologize, but I'll try to make it all one video in the future. God bless each and every one of you, and remember, you're not alone. God bless.